Hello everyone, welcome to my free online tutorial for the new SAT Math section. The problem that you see on your screen right now is problem number 14, practice test 3, section 4, calculator allowed. Now this practice test is found in the new SAT study guide just released by College Board for the redesigned SAT that will start from March of 2016 in 2 months time from now. The cost of using a telephone in a hotel meeting room is 20 cents per minute. Which of the following equations represents the total cost C in dollars for each hours of phone use? So before you convert, perform the necessary conversions, you should understand that I read this as 20 cents per minute, but this should not confuse you because this actually expresses 20 cents in dollars, right? Because it represents 1/5 of a dollar, which is 20 cents. So if you leave it at that, as 0.20, right? This is expressed in dollars, but I just read it as 20 cents. So let's perform the conversion. First of all, let me correct that. That should be saying dollars. Okay. Okay. So let's perform the correct. So as I just said, this expresses the amount in dollars per minute, right? So you start with the given, and then you perform the necessary conversions to arrive at the desired answer. So first you start off with a fraction, $0.2 per minute, right? 20 cents. But we express it in dollars. Then convert it by multiplying, right? Remember, when you convert, you have to multiply. That's the rule of conversion between units. Okay, so you multiply and then you convert the minutes into hours, right? Because you're asked to find the total cost in C in dollars for H hours, right? The hours is underlined, so you have to convert from minutes to hours, right? So you're gonna perform the conversion to convert minutes into hours. So you're gonna have 60 minutes divided by 1 hour. And why do we have minutes first? Well, the reason why we have minutes on the top in the numerator is that because we have the minutes in the denominator of the first fraction, right? So that way the minutes units, right? The minutes units correctly cancel out, right? And the hour will be on the bottom. And it makes sense because when we multiply this result by H hours, when we're ready to estimate the total cost, right? Calculate the total cost in after H hours of use, you will multiply it by H hours, right? And then the hours will correctly cancel out as well because this is divided by 1, right? Hence this is the numerator of the fraction, and the hour here is the denominator, so they correctly cancel out, and the minutes cancel out, and you're left with the cost in dollars as a result. Right? But let's understand what this means without having to go through understanding the conversion and multiplication. So let's read this in words. So if you have 1/5 of a dollar per minute as your cost of using the telephone in the hotel meeting room, then if you multiply this by 60 minutes, right? Because if you have a certain cost, fixed cost per minute, if you multiply this cost by 60 minutes, you will have a fixed cost per hour, right? Of using a telephone in a hotel meeting room. All right. So this product, the product of these two first fractions represents the total cost of using a telephone in a hotel meeting room in 1 hour's time, 1 hour time, right? And then when you know the cost per 1 hour, if you multiply this cost by H hours of phone use, you will see the total cost of using the telephone for H hours, right? Does that make sense? Because H can be less than 1 or H could be greater than 1, right? Whatever the H is, we're not worried about what the H is. It's just H hours. What I'm trying to tell you is that once you find the total cost in per hour of telephone use, you will multiply this by H hours just the same way as when you knew the cost per minute, you multiplied by 60 minutes. You do the same thing, you spread it out further, right? You work further by multiplying by H hours in order to find the total cost in H hours, right? Of using the telephone. which is why, so after you perform the correct cancellations here, right, you cancel out the hours and you cancel out the minutes, you just work with the numbers. That's all you work. So you're going to have 0.2 times 60. Well, the h is still there, right, but the hours cancel out here and the minutes cancel out, so you wind up with really the total cost. But the h is unknown here, but it represents the quantity still, right? It's not a unit, it's a quantity, h, right? It's a variable that represents the quantity, not the unit, right? So you really left with the dollar amount, so 0.20 times 60 times h, right? So you wind up with this expression, which you find in answer choice A. Okay, 0.20 times 60 times h.